Right. Good evening, all. Hurry. So, guys, we started the lesson scale diagrams in last week. Hurry. So then we did up to exercise 27.1, and in the exercise 27.1 as well we did A, B, and D. So right now I will do C and E. So I hope you have done. Right now look at the board. I am going to do exercise 27.1, right? Part C and part E. Correct? Okay. Focus on the board. Okay. So our lesson is scale diagrams, and today we are going to draw the scale diagrams as well. Right? When you are doing this question, make a what easy, right? There is a pattern. Make a pattern. There is a pattern that you need to catch. A pattern you need to catch. ඔයාලා අල්ල ගන්න ඕනේ pattern එක හරියට, right? So I will tell you how to catch the pattern. හරි? Okay. So focus on the board. So I hope you have done this one now. Exercise 27.1. Right. Question number 1, part C. Right. So what is our scale? Representing 1 meter by 4 centimeters. Representing 1 meter by 4 centimeters. That means we are going to use 4 centimeters, right, in order to represent 1 meter, right? We are decreasing the length, right? Actual length is 1 meter, right? Yeah, actual length is 1 meter, right? But we are using 4 centimeter to represent that large or that big length. So in your left hand side, always you need to write your scale length, and in your right hand side always you need to write your actual length. Keep that in your mind. Very important. Nah? In your left hand side you need to write down the scale length. In your right hand side you need to write down the actual length. Okay. So I will show it to you. So this is the scale length in my left hand side. In my right hand side, actual. Right. So you need to identify what is the scale length and the actual length by reading the question. Right. So part C, representing 1 meter. I am going to represent 1 meter. Right. I am going to represent 1 meter. That means 1 meter means actual length. Right. I am going to represent 1 meter by using 4 centimeters. Right. So that my scale length is 4 centimeters. Right? I am going to represent actual length is 1 meter. Right? Now, what is this? First of all, you need to check both are in same unit. Right? Right? Are the both lengths in same unit? Centimeter and meter. Different two lengths. If you want to represent this as a ratio, you cannot represent this as a ratio because you have two different units. Right. Now here, this is Malli, right? This is Malli and this is Aya. As I told you in last week, always what you need to do. This is Malli and this is Aya. Aya needs to convert to what? Malli, ne? Aya needs to convert to Malli. Right? Keep that in your mind. This is Malli. This is Aya. Right? So Aya is meter. Right? So meter needs to be converted into Malli. Malli means centimeter. So I am going to convert this meter into centimeter. Malli. Right? So you know 1 meter includes 100 centimeters. 1 meter includes 100 centimeters. Right? So you are going to use that 4 centimeters represent instead of 1 meter, you can put 100 centimeter. Now check centimeter, centimeter, right? Nothing to worry. Right? You can write this two values as a ratio. Right? So how do you write? 4 to 100. 4 to 100, right? 4 to 100. What is that? So is this the final answer? Can anyone say?
No, sir.
No. Yes. So what is the common number that you can divide both sides?
4.
Yes, super. 4. So you can divide your left hand side by 4 and also right hand side by 4. So I will write it separately, Putahari, so that you can see it clearly. See. 4 divided by 4, 100 divided by 4. 4 divided by 4, 1. 1 to, right? 100 divided by 4, 25. Right? 1 to 25. Right? So this is it. Your ratio is 1 to 25. Right. Okay. So this is the simplest form that you can represent your scale length as a ratio. Right. Make a over real national. And try the part E. I will give you like 1 minute. Right, part E. So Buddha, right? Okay, answer is here. So part E. What is the answer? Part E representing 6 millimeters by 3 centimeters. You are going to represent 6 millimeters. Represent 6 millimeters. That is the actual length. Right? That is the actual length by using 3 centimeters. By using 3 centimeters. Right? So, Anusara, can you mute? Right? May representing 6 millimeters, right? By using 3 centimeters, right? On that point, you need to understand how to identify scale length and how to identify the actual length. Right. So, always you need to write down the scale length in your left hand side. Right? Scale length in your left hand side. In your right hand side, you need to write down your actual length. Right? So as I told you earlier, right? As I told you earlier, right? You can identify the scale length and the actual length by reading the question. Right. Representing 6 millimeters. You are going to represent 6 millimeters by using 3 centimeters. Right? 3 centimeters can be drawn and also 6 millimeters can be drawn, but it is a macro thing, right? You are going to represent 6 millimeters. That means the actual length. 6 millimeters is the actual length that you are going to represent. Right. So what is the scale length? By using 3 centimeters. 3 centimeters scale length is 3 centimeters. You are going to magnify. You are going to increase the length. Right? Small length, you have a small length and you are going to maximize it. Zoom right? You are going to zoom in. Right? So this is it. By using 3 centimeters, you are going to represent 6 millimeter, right? පොඩි එකෙක්ව ලොකු කරලා බලන්න යනවා, right? චූටි එකෙක්ව ලොකු කරනවා. මේ actual length is 6 millimeter, but this scale length becomes the IR. Right? So now if you want to represent this as a ratio, now this is in scale form. You want to represent this as a ratio. Now what you have to do is check the units. Centimeter, different centimeter and millimeter. Now what you have to do? You need to take these units into the same unit, right? So I told you last week, centimeter is the IR, millimeter is the Malli, right? So you are going to convert IR into Malli, right? So very basically, this is the only centimeter is the IR. Right? What is the relationship between centimeter and millimeter? Right? If I remember you right. If I refresh your knowledge, 1 centimeter equals how many millimeters?
10 millimeters.
Yes. 1 centimeter equals 10 millimeters, right? So if 1 centimeter equal to 10 millimeter, then 3 centimeters equal to how many millimeters? Right? 30 millimeters, right? Then you have to multiply this by 10. Right? 3 cm multiplied by 10. So because 1 centimeter represent 10 millimeters, right? Right? Unit conversion. If 1 centimeter represent 10 millimeters, right? 3 centimeter represent 30 millimeters. Right? So this is it. Right? 3 centimeter equals to 30 millimeters, right? So by using 30 millimeters, we are going to represent 6 millimeters. This is in scale form now. Now, millimeter, millimeter, both are same, right? Same units. Now we can represent this scale as a ratio. Right? So I can remove the unit millimeter part. I can forget it, and I can write down the two values 30 to 6. 30 to 6. Right? Right. Can anyone tell me what is the common number that we can divide? That we can simplify?
6.
Yeah, super 6. Right? So 30 and the number 6 can be divided by using 6. Right? Both sides can be divided by 6. Right. 30 divided by 6. 5. 6 divided by 6. 1. Right? So your ratio is 5 to 1. Your ratio is 5 to 1. Right. Right. Now we are going to move to the next part. And what did I told you earlier is you need to remember always you need to write down your scale length in your left hand side. Left hand side. And in your right hand side, you need to write down your actual length. Left hand side is scale, right hand side actual. Keep that in your mind. Very important. Right. So now we are going to draw scale diagrams. Right? For that, right, I will clear the board. Board clear. Now each and everywhere we are going to use the same system. Right? May vidyama use karanne yande, right? So you need to practice that. Right. Now so let's go for drawing scale diagrams. Right? Drawing scale diagrams. Right? So we have to use the same concept here. Right? We have to use. Right? So one thing that you have to remember, and you have to repeat each and every time the same thing. Right? But you need to understand the concept very well. If any one of you cannot understand, right? Please tell me. Yeah. Make right? Right? Example number 1. Right? Example number 1. Let us draw a 8-meter long straight path. Right? Now you have a 8-meter long straight path. in our book, right? Using a suitable scale R. So you have to decide the scale, right? What scale you are going to use, right? So what is the length of the straight path, right? This is the actual length, right? Straight path, right? Equals 8 meter long. You guys can see this, 8 meter means right? Very big distance. You cannot draw it inside the book. So this is your actual length. Actual length. Actual length in my right hand side. Right? So I have to define my scale length. So how do we define? Right. So first of all, I will write my scale, right? And my actual, right? Right. So now look at the board. I will give you the time to write fully. Right. So here I have given, write it as a ratio, right? Dash scale, right? So you have to write it here. So scale and actual. So actual length is 8 meters, right? So can you draw 8 meters in your book? No. So that you have to use a scale, right? Can any one of you tell me what is the suitable scale, right? To draw this is 8 meter length, right? So actually this is the actual length, but we cannot use this. So there are actual length is somewhat this length, right? I will say this is the actual length and this is 8 meters, right? And by looking at this 8 meters, can you tell me, right? Or can you guess, right? The scale length, right? And by using that scale length, how much of length you are going to represent, right? I will say like this, right? So you can draw 8 centimeters in your book, right? Now here you have 8 meters, right? You can draw 8 centimeters in your book. If you can draw 8 centimeters in your book, right? So 1 centimeter represent how much of length?
100
100 centimeters. That means 1 meter. Hi. So I will use this, right? First of all, you are going to use 1 centimeter and 1 centimeter to represent 100 centimeters. Right? 1 centimeter in your book, right? To represent actual length of 100 centimeters. 100 centimeters means 1 meter, right? So you can write 1 centimeter. Now you are going to represent, right? Wait, the other way around, right? So here, by using 1 meter, 1 centimeter, you are going to represent 1 meter. So this is your scale, right? You are going to represent by 1 meter by using small 1 centimeter, right? So that you can you can decrease the actual length into 8 centimeters. So by using 1 centimeter, you are going to represent 1 meter. That means by using 1 centimeter, you are going to represent 100 centimeters. So what is the ratio? Centimeter to centimeter, and the ratio is 1 to 100. Right. Now you are going to draw this path, right? So draw the scale diagram, right? Here I have given draw the scale diagram. Right now focus on the board. Don't do anything. Right? Right. So now I am going to draw the scale diagram. Okay. Before drawing the scale diagram, right? What you need to understand is, right? By using 1 centimeter, you are going to represent 1 meter. By using 1 centimeter, you are going to represent 1 meter. Then something like this, sir. By using 1 centimeter, you are going to represent 1 meter. Right? Here you have 8 meters, right? That is in actual length. Right? So this is the actual length. Right hand side is the actual length. Right? Right hand side is the actual length. Right? So, so right. I will use this one. Right? So this is actual length. This is scale length. Right? So actual length of the road is 8 meters. Right? Actual length of the road is 8 meters. So by using this 1 meter, how do you calculate 8 meters? You can multiply this 1 meter by 8, right? So that you would get 8 meters, right? So this is okay, right? Now, in order to represent 8 meters, what is the scale length that you are going to draw? If you multiply this by 8, you are going to multiply this scale length as, right, as well by 8, right? You are going to multiply this actual length by 8 and this scale length by 8, so that you get 8 centimeter can be used to represent the actual length of 8 meters, right? 8 centimeter of the scale length can be used to represent 8 meter of the actual length. So if you get this, now you can draw the scale diagram, right? Right? Take your ruler, right? Take your ruler and draw it. This is an straight line segment, right? This is an straight line segment, right? This is an straight line segment, and this is where you are going to measure 8 centimeters, right? Put your ruler here and take 8 centimeters up to here and mark it here. So this point to this point, right? You have 8 centimeters, right? And most importantly, at the end, there is something called scale double dot, right? Right? When you draw an scale diagram, you need to definitely write your scale at the right hand side, bottom of the, right? Bottom right hand side of the draw scale diagram, right? In the middle, right? Scale. What is the scale? This is the scale. That is your ratio 1 to 100. 1 to 100. So this is very easy. Yeah? You have to calculate scale and the actual length by using a suitable scale like this and represent it as a ratio, and then calculate the actual scale length, right? Actual length and the scale length that you need to draw, and take your ruler and the pencil and draw the straight line, which is the scale length, by using the scale length, which is 8 centimeters here. And at the end, you have to put the scale as your ratio 1 to 100. 1 to 100. So, Buddha, please draw this. Then let's go for another example. So, Buddha, right? This is your scale length in your left hand side, right? And this is your actual length. You need to represent it in your right hand side. Right? So, this is the rough sketch that I have drawn for the actual figure. This is my flower bed. Right? Length is 5 meters, breadth is 3 meters. By looking at this length and by looking at this breadth, right? You need to calculate, right? You need to think what is the suitable scale that I need to use. Right? 5 meters and 3 meters. So like previous in the example number 1, right? I can use 1 centimeter to represent 1 meter. 1 centimeter can be used to represent 1 meter. Right? So that is it. So that I can write my scale length and the actual length as like this. Right? by using 1 centimeter, right, I can represent the actual length of 1 meters. So that is the scale that you are going to use. That is the suitable scale. By using 1 centimeter, I am going to represent the actual length of 1 meter. So now you need to represent it as a ratio so that this is centimeter malli, this is meter IR, right? So you need to convert IR into malli first, right? So here you have 1 centimeter and here you have 1 meter. When you convert 1 meter into centimeter, 100 centimeters, right? So 1 centimeter represent 100 centimeters in actual length. Now centimeter and centimeter both are in same units. So it doesn't matter. No? So remove the centimeter and you can represent the value as 1 to 100. Right? So this is your ratio. Right. Now you are going to draw the scale diagram. So this is the rough actual diagram. Meters 5 meters and breadth is 3 meters. 5 meters and breadth is 3 meters. Now by using this scale, right? Because you are the person who decide that, right? Right? I am going to represent actual 1 meter by using 1 centimeter. So you are the one who decided it. So by using this scale, you are going to represent this actual length, right? You are going to convert this 5 meter into the scale centimeters. You are going to convert this 3 meter into the scale centimeter, right? Length. So 1 centimeter represent 1 meter. So then 5 centimeter represent 5 meters. So breadth is 3 meters. So I am going to calculate breadth, right? Actual length is 3 meters. So 1 meter multiplied by 3. Then you have to multiply this 1 centimeter by 3 as well. So 3 centimeter represent 3 meters. So Buddha, these are the scale lengths that you need to use to draw the scale diagram. Right? So this is the scale diagram. So you can use these values. Right? Now you can take the ruler and draw the length 5 centimeters, draw the breadth 3 centimeters. And most importantly, right, right, you need to write this scale 1 to 100. Right? You need to write this at the end. We have an important point. Right? If you miss one of these, you might lose marks. Right? You have to draw the picture, right? Draw the scale diagram, and you have to write the length and breadth by using the centimeter as well. Do that. We are doing the page number 3, right? Example number 2. Page number 3, example number 2. Now we are going to do the page number 3, example number 3, right? Please, I will give you 2 minutes to try example number 3. Done විදියට කරන්න. පුළුවන් විදියට කරන්න. Right. I am going to again do the example number 3 step by step. Right. So you need to understand it. Right. Right. So in the example number 3, the side length of an equilateral triangular spaceship, right? Spaceship is 36 meters. Equilateral triangular spaceship, right? So you know how to calculate the length of one side of an equilateral triangle, right? So first of all, right, they have given the side length of an equilateral triangle, right? Side length, right? Yeah, side length equals 36 meters. Side length is equal to 36 meters, right? You cannot draw 36 meters in your book, so that is your actual length. Actual length. So that I need to find my scale length. Okay, let's read the rest. Draw a scale diagram of the spaceship using the they have given the scale 1 to 900, right? They have given the scale 1 to 900. Okay, now this is very easy. Make a matta lazy. So what you have to do is side length of the spaceship is 36 meters, right? So it is some kind of a this kind of a spaceship, right? All the sides are equal. This is the equilateral triangle spaceship, right? 36 meters, 36 meters, 36 meters, right? So this is the actual diagram. Diagram or figure. Actual figure. For your understanding. Make a theory, right? For your understanding. But this is not the thing that they are asking. Okay. Now they have given you the scale. They have given you the scale 1 to 900. What is the meaning of that? 1 to 900. Okay, let's see. So first of all, I am going to write down my ratio. They have given 1 to 900 something. And if I do the reverse part of this, in the previous examples, we did the other way around. We got the scale and we got the same units, right? Then we wrote down the ratio. Now we have been given the ratio first. ratio right? We have been given the ratio first. Now we are going to go down to up, right? In the previous method, right? We go right from the up to down, right? Now this is the down. We are going to up to calculate the scale. Alright. So 1 to 900. Right? So this and this should be in same units. If you are going to write down a ratio, those two sides should be in same units, right? What is the meaning of this ratio? 1 centimeter represent 900 centimeters. Right? So my scale length is, and actual length can be written down, right, by looking at this 1 to 900, right? With right left hand side is scale, right hand side actual length. Right? 1 to 900. So the scale is 1 centimeter represent 900 centimeters. 1 centimeter represent 900 centimeters. Right. Now in another way, right, I can write down 1 centimeter represent 900 centimeters, right? How do you convert 900 centimeters into meters? Right? Up to down, right? Now we are going to down to up, right? The other way around of the previous method, right? Right, 900 centimeters. Can you convert it into meters? Can anyone tell me how to convert 900 centimeters into meters? What is the relationship between centimeter and meter? What is the relationship between centimeter and meter? Tell me. Kiyanna. Mataka nada?
100 centimeter. Yes, 100 centimeter.
Yes, okay. Farad, what is the answer?
It is big.
I am not clear, Farad, right? So, however, right? 1 meter represents 100 centimeters. So, if you want to convert 900 centimeters into meters, you are going to divide 900 centimeters by 100. You are going to divide, right? 900 centimeters divided by 100 centimeters, so you will get 9 meters. Right? So that 1 centimeter represent 9 meters. 1 centimeter represent 9 meters. Right? So now this is 36 meters, right? 36 meters, very big length. Pata loku diga. Right? So this is the actual 36 meters is the actual length. Actual length. This is the actual length. Right? So 36 meters is the actual length. Right? 36 meters is the actual length. Right? We have to find the scale length. Right? We have to find the scale length. We have to find the scale length. How you are going to do that? Right? By using 1 centimeter, you are going to represent 9 meters. Right? And by using this 9 meter, how do you obtain 36 meters? Right? By using this 9 meters, how you are going to obtain 36 meters, Bhuti? Very easy.
Multiply.
Multiplying by which number?
4.
Yes, excellent. 4. Right? 9 meters, you are going to multiply by 4, then you get 36 meters. And likewise, you are going to define, right? You are going to find the scale length as well. Here you have 1 centimeter, right? Here you have 1 centimeter. This side you have multiplied by 4, and you need to multiply this side by 4 as well, right? So 1 centimeter multiplied by 4, you are getting 4 centimeters, right? So by using 4 centimeters, you are going to represent 36 meters. Right? So by using 4 centimeters, you are going to represent 36 meters of actual length. So if you want, you can write this. Right? Represent 36 meters using 4 centimeters. And so now you can draw the figure. Take your ruler and draw an equilateral triangle like this. 4 centimeter, 4 centimeter, 4 centimeter. Right? This side is 4 centimeters. This side is 4 centimeters. And this side also 4 centimeters. Okay. And what is the scale that they have given in the example number 3? 1 to 900. 1 to 900. Right? Okay. Please draw this one. Right? This is for your knowledge. If you want, you can write, but no need. So your scale diagram is this. Right? So you have to follow the way, Bhuti. This is the way that you need to follow. You can get full marks. By 1 centimeter, you are going to represent 9 meters because these are in meters. Now, by using 9 meters, you can obtain actual length of 36 meters by multiplying by 4. If you multiply this side by 4 to obtain 36 meters, you can use the same way to obtain the scale length as well. 1 centimeter multiplied by 4, you will get 4 centimeters. So, by using 4 centimeters, you can represent this 36 meters actual length. And then when you finish drawing, let me know. You can send me D for example number 4, right? So you have to do the example number 4, right? And you have to send me represent 100 meters using blah blah blah, represent 30 meters using blah blah blah. Then you can draw. I want to see who finishes first, right? Then send it to me. Right, look at the board. Look at the board. So the example number 4. Right? Example number 4. The length of a pool is 100 meter and the width is 30 meter. Right. So I will do the actual figure roughly. Yeah. Very small roughly. Right. So this is my pool. Right. Length is 100 meters. Right. Length is 100 meters. Breadth is 30 meters. Right. Breadth is 30 meters. Right. And they have given the scale 1 to 1000. 1 to 1000. Right. So you have to use that scale to draw. Right. So first of all, I will use that scale, right? So this is my ratio 1 to 1000. What is the meaning of this? So this side is my scale, right? Scale length. This side is my actual length. Right? So meaning of this is by using 1 centimeter, I am going to represent 1000 centimeters. Right? By using 1 centimeters, I am going to represent 1000 centimeters. Correct? What does it mean by? Right? So, right? These are in meters. These are in meters. Correct? So, Buddha. So, I am going to convert this 1000 centimeters into meters. Correct? Like previously I did. 1 centimeter represent, right? How do you convert 1000 centimeters into meters? Right? Like we did in the earlier example. Right? How do we convert 1000 centimeters into meters? By dividing 100 centimeters. Right? So I am going to divide this 1000 centimeters by 100, right? Because if I tell you 1 meter represents 100 centimeters. So you are going to convert centimeters into meters by dividing 1000 by 100, right? You are going to divide this 1000 by 100, right? Okay, I will write it 1000 divided by 100. So you will get meters. This is how you are going to convert, right? So Buddha, you will get the answer 0 to 0, 0 to 0. 1000 divided by 100 means 10 meters. Very interesting. By using 1 centimeter, you are going to represent 10 actual length. 10 meters in actual length, right? By using 1 centimeter, you are going to represent 10 meter of actual length. Right. Now I can calculate the length, right? And the breadth, right? These are the actual length. I can calculate the scale length, right? So 100 meters, right? So I will write this 1 centimeter, 10 meters, right? So this is my scale length, right? My length. This is my length, right? And this is my breadth, right? Actual length is 100 meters. Always actual length is in my right hand side, right? Right? 100 meters. 100 meters is my actual length. Actual breadth is 30 meters. Now you have to find the scale length and the scale breadth. You have to find these two. Right? How do you find? Very easy. 10 by using 10 meter, how do you obtain 100 meters? multiply by 10. 1 centimeter multiplied by 10. Length is 10 centimeters. Right? Right? Make. Then by using this 10 meters, how do you obtain 30 meters? Multiply by 3. Right? 10 multiplied by, right? 10 meter multiplied by 3. 30. So you have to multiply 1 centimeter by 3 as well. So you will get 3 centimeters. And so this is how you are going to obtain. Multiply by 10, multiply by 3. Multiply by 10, multiply by 3. So these are your scale lengths that you need to draw. Right? So I am going to represent 100 meter of actual length using 10 centimeters. Right? I am going to represent 30 meter of actual length using 3 centimeters. This is my length and breadth. Right? Length is 10 centimeters, breadth is 3 centimeters. So I will draw. Right? This is my scale diagram. This is my scale diagram. Right? Take your ruler and mark 10 centimeters length straight line. Right? And take your ruler, mark 3 centimeters breadth. So mark, this is my 10 centimeter length. This is 3 centimeter length. And finally, most important thing is scale. Right? Scale has been given 1 to 1000. 1 to 1000. Right? So this is it. Finish. Right? So this is the third subtitle in the lesson. Right? Obtaining actual measurements from scale diagrams. Right? Obtaining actual measurements from scale diagrams. So we are going to do the example number 1 of the page number 5. Right. So now look at the board and don't do anything. I will give you the time to write. Mama allow Lian. Right? Right. So I will read the question. Example number 1. Right? A scale diagram of a floor pan, right, to the scale 1 to 600. They have given a scale or ratio 1 to 600. What is the meaning of that? By using 1 centimeters, they have represented 600 centimeters. 600 centimeters means 6 meters. 6 meters. So that by using 1 centimeter, they have represented 6 meters. Keep that in your mind. Right? When you are reading the ratio, calculate, right? You should calculate 1 to 600. That means 1 centimeter to 600 centimeters. So 600 centimeters means 6 meters. Right? 600 divided by 100. 600 divided by 100 means 6 meters. Right? 1 centimeter. Using 1 centimeter, I am going to represent 6 meters. Okay. Right? In the figure, then find the actual length of the floor, actual width of the floor, actual area of the floor. Right? First of all, let's find the actual length of the floor and the actual width of the floor. So here you have been given the floor diagram, right? Floor plan. Length is 10 centimeters. Scale length is 10 centimeters. Scale breadth is 5 centimeters. Right? So you need to careful about that. Right? Here you have been given now scale, because the title is you are going to calculate the actual length by using the scale diagram. So that your left hand side has been given scale side. Scale side, you are going to find the right hand side actual. Correct? Okay, now let's see. And where you need to begin? Scale or ratio, ratio 1 to 600. Very easy. So you have given like this. You have a scale and the actual. Correct? Oh. not this, right? So I am going to write the ratio 1 to 600. Left hand side scale, right hand side actual. And left hand side scale, right hand side actual, right? So first of all, what do you know about 1 to 600? 1 centimeter is 1 centimeter. I am going to represent the actual length of 600 centimeters. Right? 600 centimeters. Right. Okay. So by using 1 centimeter, I can represent, right, 600 centimeters. That means 600 divided by 100. So I am going to convert this into IR. Right? So 600 divided by 100 means 6 meters, right? So 1 centimeter represents 6 meters. 1 centimeter represents 6 meters. Okay, up to here, please write down method. Right? You know how to do this step. Do this step. 1 to 600 scale to actual. 1 centimeter to 600 centimeters. Right? 1 centimeter, 600 centimeter divided by 100 means you will get meters. So 1 centimeter, right? 6 meters. Right? You are going to represent 6 meters by using 1 centimeters. Right? Alright. Send me D when you are done. First question is you need to find the actual length of the flow. First one. Right. First one. Right. Actual length of the flow. So my scale is this and actual is this. Right. I can write scale is 1 centimeter. Right. And the actual length is 6 meters. Right. Scale length is 1 centimeter. Actual is 6 meters. Right. By looking at the figure, what is my scale length? Right. Length. Right. By looking at the picture, right, length is 10 centimeters, right? 10 centimeters. You need to obtain this thing, right? You know how to obtain now, right? Right? Scale is 1 centimeter, 6 meter. So this has become 10 centimeters. Our scale diagram length is 10 centimeters. By using 1, how do you obtain 10? Multiply by 10. So if you want to find this actual length, right, you have to multiply this by 10. Right? Right? Or you can write like this way. 6 multiplied by 10 meters. So finally you will get 60 meters. Right? Yeah. So the actual length is 60 meters. You can do the same thing for the actual width of the flow. Right? Megaliya? Megaliya? Guys, මේ දෙක පටල ගන්න එපා. හැම වෙලේම scale actual, right? Left hand side, right hand side. That's all. ඔච්චරයි. Hari. Did you finish writing? So hope you have calculated. Hari, right. Okay. Now, second one. So again, I am going to write down my scale length. So which is this? This is the important thing that you need to remember when you are obtaining the actual measurements from the scale diagrams. Right. So I am going to write the same thing, scale and my actual. So actually no need to write these things. By by using this one, you can directly get length and breadth. I will get back to that later. Right. So may scale is 1 centimeter to actual length is 6 meter. That is what we have obtained here. So my breadth is 5 centimeter in the scale length. Right. Breadth. Right. Breadth. 5 centimeter in the scale length. Now we are going to find our actual length because we are going to obtain the actual measurements length, right? So you know how to obtain 5 by using 1, right? Multiply by 5. So that you have to multiply 6 by 5 as well, right? 6 multiplied by 5 meters, right? Total length is 30 meters. Right. So finally you can write down the answer, actual breadth. Actual breadth equals 30 meters. And the right. Third one. They are asking actual area of the flow. Right. So how do you obtain the actual area of the rectangular flow? Right. Rectangle. How do you obtain the area of the rectangle? Multiply both length and breadth together. Right. Okay. Area of the flow equals, right, my actual length is 60 meters multiplied by actual breadth is 30 meters. So Buddha, these are your answer. Right. So then equal 0, 0. So you have to multiply 6 times 3, 18. Right? And the unit is meter into meter, meter to the power 2, meter squares. Right? So this is your area. So actually no need to go for these things, right? Right, for the 1 and 2, right? So this is how we are going to do that. Very easily how you can obtain this answer and this answer, right? So like we did in earlier, so your length, right, and breadth, right? So the scale length is 10 centimeters, scale breadth is 5 centimeters, right? Multiply by 10. So here multiply by 10, 60 meters. So the actual length is 60 meters. That is it. And you have to multiply this 1 by 5. So 6 by 5. 5 times 6, 30 meters. If you are a genius, you can do this. 30 meters breadth. Actual breadth is 30 meters. Done. Right? So if you didn't do this, please do this one. So you can write it down. So you can use the previous way. What සරල විදිහම use කරන්න පුළුවන්. Right. Let me know once you finish. Then send me D when you're done. When you finish writing, let me know. Okay, example number 2. So what we have here in example number 2, right? Right. So focus on the board. Huh? Board area. A triangular shape rooftop. Triangular shape rooftop. Right? Triangular. Right? Drawn to the scale of 1 to 300. 1 to 300. The side length of the scale drawing is 1.5 centimeters. Calculate the side length of the rooftop. So you have to calculate the actual length of the rooftop, right? So it is a triangular shape, right? So where you need to begin from? You need to begin from your scale, right? 1 to 300, right? 1 to 300. They have given it. So now your left hand side is the scale, right hand side is the actual length. Right. Scale side 1 centimeter represents 300 centimeters in actual, right? So that I can convert this 300 centimeter into meters, right? How do I convert? 300 centimeters divided by 100 centimeter, right? So then I can say 1 centimeter represent 3 meters, sorry, right? So that part is done. Then they are saying the side length of the scale drawing. Scale drawing 1.5 centimeter. Side length. One point five centimeters. 1.5 centimeters. Right. So you have to find the actual length now. You have to find the actual length. So how do you find the actual length? Right? How do you convert 1 into 1.5? Can anyone tell me? How do you convert 1 into 1.5? Very easy. Ekvarak check kare. Multiplication table of 1. And Senoli. How do you obtain this? Anusara. Chenuga. 1 into 1.5. How do you convert? Done? Very easy. 1 centimeter into 1.5. By which number you are going to multiply 1? By which number? By which number you are going to multiply 1? Right? How do you convert 1 into 2? Multiply 1 by 2. Multiply 1 by 2. Right? So how do you convert 1 into 1.5? You have to multiply 1 by 1.5. Right? Right? So 1 multiplied by 1 means 1.5 means 1.5. Very easy way. 1 right? Multiplication table of 1. 1 multiplied by 1.5, 1.5. Right? So that if you multiply this side by 1.5, you need to multiply this side also by 1.5. 3 multiplied by 1.5 meters. Right? So that the actual length will be, right? Actual length, side length will be 3 into 1.5 is 4.5. Right? So the finally we can write down, right? Actual side length of rooftop equals 4.5 meters. 4.5 meters. So Uda, this is 6. Very easy. මං කිව්වේ එකම pattern එක තියෙන්නේ කියලා. So you have to follow the same pattern. Right? You have to follow the same pattern. Right? Try today. Try the example number 3. Try example number 3. In the page number 5, example number 3. You have to follow the same way. I will give you 2 minutes. Right? I will give you 2 minutes. Right? I want to see who finishes first. I want to see who finishes first. Right? Right. So, Buddha, example number 3. A square shaped flower bed, right? Square shaped flower bed means all the sides are equal in length, right? All the sides are equal in length. Alright. So, is drawn to the scale of 1 to 400. Okay. 1 to 400. Alright. Then this is the scale side, my left hand side, and the actual side is my right hand side. So here you have 1 centimeter. Here you have 400, which means 400 centimeters. By using 1 centimeter, I am going to represent 400 centimeters, right? By using 1 centimeter, I am going to represent 400 centimeters, so that I can convert this 400 centimeters into meters. 400 divided by 100, so that I can obtain meter, right? So 1 centimeter represents 400 divided by 100 means 4 meters. So that by using 1 centimeter, I am going to represent actual 4 meter of length. Right? Right. The side length of the scale drawing, is 2 centimeters. Right? So this is the side length. Side length of the scale drawing. Side length of the scale drawing. Right? 1 centimeter becomes 2 centimeter. Right? So that 1 multiplied by 2. 1 multiplied by 2. So how do you obtain the actual length? 4 meter multiplied by 2. 4 meter multiplied by 2. So that your final answer should be 8 meters. Right? So only Senoli's answer is correct. Right? So I can write side length of the actual flower bed. Right? So that side length of the actual flower bed equals 8 meters. So this is the way that you need to do it. Right. Guys, I want to remember something. Mamara second term again, right? In the second term, the people who got more than 70 marks, right? The people who got more than 70 marks, right? I choose then I send a gift, right? මම යාලට gift එකක් යවුවා. හරිද? So I think Hirusha is one of them. හරිද? Hirushaට ලැබිලා තියෙනවා නේද? Hirusha ඊයේ නේද ආවේ gift එක? ඊයේද අදද? Today නේ. Hirusha has received the gift. So Buddha, in the third term exam as well, the people, the student who get like 70 marks, right? So what? 70ට වඩා වැඩියෙන් ගන්න අයට මම පොඩි gift එකක් එවනවා. හරි. So In the second term, I think Hirusha got that. Right? So in the third term as well, try yourself to get more than 70. Yeah. Right. Or try more than 75. But I will give you some gifts. Right. If you obtain the marks more than 70. Right. Okay. Right. So let's get back to the lesson. Most importantly, your grade 8 classes. Grade 8 classes will be on this day, right? Sometimes I might start from 6 p.m. to 8:30, 8:45. Harid, I will start the class from 6 p.m. Harid. Is it okay, guys? Is it okay or not? I am not changing the day, right? For grade 8 today itself, right? So you will be having the class. Is it okay or bad? It's okay or bad? Not good.
Okay.
Right? Okay, right? Mandane, what about the other guys? But I do not know whether you will Senoli, Anusara, and Farat, right? So, yes, Hirusha is saying okay, Senoli is saying okay. Hari. So, however, so that is the other thing that I wanted to tell. Hari. Right now, page number 6, it should be example number 4. Example number 3, I have given. Example number 4 and 5. Should be example number 4 and 5. So try example number 4 and 5 both. They come try again. Super. Okay. Try page number 6. Example number, both examples. Page number 6, both examples. Try it. You have to begin from what you know. Right? You know this ratio. You know the ratio. So from that onwards, you have to do that. Right? You have to find the answer. Page number 6, example number 3. Okay, look at the board. Now, if you cannot understand, right? So, focus on the board and try to catch the way that I am going to do. Right. So, when length in a scale diagram drawn to the scale of 1 to 5,000. Okay, that is the point that I am going to start. 1 to 5,000. Then my left hand side is my scale length. My right hand side is my actual length. So that I can write, this is my 1. That means 1 centimeter. Both are in same units, right? 5,000 centimeter as well, right? So that by using 1 centimeter, I am going to represent 5,000 centimeters. Right? So, Buddha, 5,000 centimeters can be converted into meters, right? 5,000 centimeters can be converted into meters, right? Anusara has also sent me one answer, right? This 5,000 centimeter can be converted into meters, right? So that how do we convert that 5,000 centimeter into meters? 5,000 divided by 100. Right? 5,000 divided by 100. Right? It is meters, right? 0 to 0, 0 to 0. So 50 meters. Right? This is 50 meters. So Buddha, right? 1 centimeter represents 50 meters. But when you are reading, right? What length in the scale diagram drawn to the scale 1 to scale 1 to 5,000 represent an actual length of 1 kilometer. Right? 1 kilometer. Right? So this is in meters now, right? Is it okay if this is in meters, right? So in that point they are asking represent an actual length of 1 kilometer, right? So how do we convert this into kilometers now? Because here we have given not meters, here we have given kilometers, right? In the example number 3 they have given us kilometers, right? Now here we have meters, right? So how do we convert meter into kilometer? How do we convert meter into kilometer? Right? So what is the relationship between meter and kilometer? 1 kilometer equals, can anyone say? 1 kilometer equals how many meter? How many meters? කොච්චර meters කරට සමානද?
1000 meters.
Super.
1,000 meter.
Yeah, super. 1 kilometer equals 1000 meters. Right. So how do you convert this 50 meters into kilometer? How do you convert this 50 meter into kilometer? කොහොමද convert කරන්නේ? How do you convert?
1000 divided by 50.
Other way around. Okay. 5000 divided by 100, 50 divided by 1000. You have to divide 50 meters by 1000. Right? Okay, I will write it separately. 1 centimeter. Right? Here you have 50. If you want to convert meters into kilometers, you have to divide it by 1000. Right? Make a relationship. This is the relationship. 50 meters into kilometers. You are going to divide by 1000. So that you can convert meter into kilometer. So you need to simplify this. Right? You need to simplify this one. Alright. Now this is a different method. Right. Okay. Now 50 divided by 1000. Can anyone say me the answer? Can anyone tell me the answer? 50 divided by 1000. So you know how to divide, I have done that.
50 multiplied by 20.
50 multiplied by 20? What is the answer? I am asking 50 divided by 1000. What is the answer?
20.
20? No. So the 50 divided by
20.
50 divided by 1000. You are going to divide 50 by 1000? Not 1000 by 50. You are not going to divide 1000 by 50, but you are going to divide 50 by 1000. So how do you, please do this. Send me the answer. That the answer should be decimal number. Right, divide this. Right. So you are going to divide 50 by 1000. Right? So this is the number that you are going to divide. So how many zeros are there for 1000? How many zeros are there for 1000?
3.
3.
Sir.
Yes. Yes, Farah.
0.05.
Super. That is the answer. 0.05. Farah is correct. Correct. Right? So you are going to divide 50 by 1000. 1000 has 3 zeros. Right? 1000 has 3 zeros. Right? If you are dividing, you are going to jump to your left hand side to right hand side. Your decimal point, you are going to jump to left hand side to right hand side. Left hand side. Right? So this is 50. Because you are here, you have here you have the decimal point, and you are going to divide it by 1000. 50 divided by 1000. 1000 has 3 zeros, so that you need to jump 3 times to your left. Correct. So because of you are jumping to the left hand side, I will put some zeros there. And now I can jump 1, 2, 3. My decimal point, I am jumping 1, 2, 3 to the left hand side because I am dividing by 1000. Right? Now here in between these two zeros, I have decimal point. So I can remove this one. So my final answer is 0.05 kilometers. 0.05 kilometers. අමතක කරන්න එපා පුතේ, that is how we are going to obtain now. ඔයාම කියලා දීලා තියෙනවා not Senoli and Farath but Anusar and Hirusha. හරි? You guys were in the class. හරි? හරි. So පුතා, so answer for this one is this. Farath answer is correct, 0.05. Super. So by using 1 centimeter, you are going to represent 0.05 kilometers. Right? By using 1 centimeter, you are going to represent 0.05 kilometers. Right? Okay. So same thing I am going to write here. Right? By using 1 centimeter, I am going to represent, right, 0.05 kilometers. So this is my scale one and this is my actual one. Right? So same thing, Buddha, right? Same thing. Right? Now you are going to represent actual length of 1 kilometer. Right? Yeah, actual length of 1 kilometer, right? Right. So your actual side should be 1 kilometer. Right? Your actual side should be 1 kilometer. Right? Haribhuti. Your actual side should be 1 kilometer. Now, how do you do this? How do you convert 0.05 into 1? How do you convert 0.05 into 1? How do you convert? Right? How do you convert? Right. So, no answer, right? Hurry. Look at the book. So, Buddha, 0.05 into 1. How do you get? Right? Look at the book. Hurry. If you are a genius, you can see. Supiri Vettina, you can see. Hurry. But I will give you a trick. Right? So, you are going to find a multiplier. You are going to find a multiplier. Right? This small number, how do you convert into bigger number? 1. Right? So that, right, roughly you can do the calculation. Right? Roughly you can do the calculation in the somewhere of your page. Right? Using pencil. Right? So, Pudha, you are going to convert 0.05 into 1 kilometer. Right? And actually, at once you cannot figure it out. Right? It never comes to the mind, right? At once. In that situations, right? You are going to divide 1 by 0.05, right? I am going to divide 1 by 0.05. Right? I am going to divide 1 by 0.05. So these things have been also done, right? Hirusha, if you have decimal number, if you have a decimal number in the denominator, right? How do you convert this decimal number into a whole number? Because here you have two decimal points, make 0.05, right? Can you tell me? Can you tell me or not? How do you convert this into a equal fraction? Right? So here you have two decimal points, right? In the denominator, you have two decimal points. So that I am going to multiply the denominator and the numerator by 100. Right? 1 multiplied by 100, 0.05 by 100. Right? So in the numerator, what is the value? 1 multiplied by 100?
100.
100. 0.05 multiplied by 100. What is the value? What is the value? How many zeros are there for 100? 2, right? And here you have the decimal point, 0.05.
50.
50. Here you have
50.
2 zeros. You are going to jump to your right hand side because you are multiplying, not dividing, you are multiplying. Yeah,
The 50.
5, right? 5, 5. 1, 2. Right? You are going to jump 2 times.
Why?
Yeah. So your answer is 5. Right? 100 divided by 5. 100 divided by 5 is 20. Right? 20 near. So 1 divided by 0.05 means 20. 1 divided by 0.05 means 20. So you are going to multiply 0.05 by 20 in order to obtain 1 kilometer. Right? In order to obtain 1 kilometer. If you are multiplying this side by 20, you need to multiply this side also by 20. Right? This side by 20. 20 into 1 centimeter. Right? 20 into 1 centimeter, so that your length will be this. Right? 20 centimeters. Right? This is an additional simplification. This is an additional simplification to find this. Right? This is an additional simplification to find this. Right? We have found this 20, number 20. How? How do we find that? Right? 1 divided by this. 1 divided by this. Then we can find 0.05 into 20 equals to 1. Right? So we have to multiply 0.05 by 20 so that I can get 1 kilometer. And if you multiply this side by 20, so you need to multiply this scale length also by 20 so that, right, your length will be 20 centimeters. Right? So you have to use the same way to do the example number 4 as well. So guys, you can write this one, make a, right, somewhere around, right, in your right hand side of the book or somewhere around, right? This is the way you are going to find this 20. Key in the vertical. Which one is the multiplier? How am I going to find the multiplier? So that is the thing that you need to understand. Right? You should go through the, right, decimals lesson.
So now I understand, sir.
මතක් වුණාද?
Yes, sir.
Okay, super. Try example number 4 and I am going to discuss example number 4 next. පුතේ මේක වැරුණා කියලා අවුලක් ගන්න එපා right? මේක right in your exam there might be like 2 marks question right? Sometimes they might not ask scale diagrams in your exam. ඒගොල්ලෝ අහන එකකුත් නැහැ scale diagram. Don't worry. මේක ගැන මේ worry වෙන්න එපා. Right? Let's catch it in the grade 8. හරි? grade 8 වල අල්ලගමු. ඕකේ වැඩේ වෙලා තියෙන දරුවෝ ඕගොල්ලෝ මේ ඔය උදා right? So in the example number 4 page number 6 example number 4 you have the ratio this 1 to 10,000 1 to 10,000 හරිද? So උදා when you are reading the example number 4 right you can understand right you need to convert your centimeter into not meter but into kilometer because they are asking what length in a scale diagram drawn to scale 1 to 10,000 represent an actual length of 2 kilometers. That is the point that where you are going to identify. So 10,000 centimeters need to convert into kilometers. Not meters. Right. Then, so once you know, write down the ratio as this scale actual. Right? Scale is 1 centimeter. This one 10,000 centimeters. So 1 centimeter and here you have 10,000 centimeters. 10,000 centimeters can be converted into meters by dividing 100. Right? By dividing 100. So that you will get 1 centimeter equals 100 meters. So meters is not the unit that we need. Meters is not the unit that we need. We need kilometers. Right? So how do we convert meters into kilometers? The relationship is 1 kilometer has 1,000 meters. 1 kilometer has 1,000 meters. So that if you want to convert meter into kilometer, you have to divide 100 by 1,000. You have to divide 100 by 1,000. Then 1 centimeter represent this. 100 divided by 1,000. So, if you simplify 0 to 0, 0 to 0, 1 divided by 10. Right? 1 divided by 10. Right? So, 1 centimeter represents 0.1 kilometers. If you divide 1 by 10, you will get 0.1. Right? If you divide 1 by 10, you will get 0.1. So, now this is our scale. By using 1 centimeter, we are going to represent 0.1 kilometers. Right. So, you can convert this one, right, into this. Right. You can convert this one into this. You can convert this one into this. Right. So, I have written the same thing here. Right? So here you have 1 centimeters. Here you have 1 centimeters. 1 centimeter represents 0.1 kilometers. Right? So we want to represent actual length of 2 kilometers. We want to represent actual length of 2 kilometers. We want to represent actual length of 2 kilometers. Right? If you want to obtain the multiplier, right? Which number I should multiply 0.1 in order to get 2 kilometers. In order to get 2 kilometers, 0.1 should be multiplied. Which multiplier? Right? So, in order to find this, you are going to divide 2 by 0.1. You are going to divide 2 by 0.1. So that I am going to multiply denominator by 10 so that numerator by 10. So you will get 20 divided by 1 and finally you will get 20. So here you can have 20. So if you multiply 0.1 by 20, you will get 2 kilometers. If you multiply this right hand side by 20, definitely you need to multiply your left hand side by 20 also. Right? 20 into 1 means 20 centimeters. So your answer is 20 centimeters. So in next week, I will tell you an easy way to do this one. This is a one method. Right? I will tell you the easiest way. Right? And I will give you a hint for that. Right? Now I am going to give you a hint. Right? Right. Now we want to represent 2 kilometers neither. We want to represent 2 kilometers neither. Hirusha, tell me how do you convert 2 kilometers into meters?
Dividing by
Divide
1000.
divide the
Multiply.
multiply by here
1000.
1000. So what is the answer? 2 kilometer equals
2000.
2000 meters. Correct. So whether I am going to put 2000 meters. Instead of using kilometers, I am going to use 2000 meters. Correct. Instead of using kilometers, I am going to use 2000 meters. 2000 meters means in the other way around 2 kilometers. Sorry. So I am going to remove this one. Now we have 1 centimeter, 100 meter. Did you understand? By using 1 centimeter, I am going to represent 100 meters. Right. Now, how do you convert 100 meters into 2000 meters? Senoli, how do you convert 100 meters into 2000 meters? Anusara? How do you convert 100 into 2000 meters? Which is the multiplier? You want to multiply 100 by which number to get 2000? Tell me. Right? You know how to convert?
20.
Yes. Superb. Right? 20. Correct? 100 multiplied by 20, 2000. So 1 multiplied by 20 neither. 1 multiplied by 20. 20 centimeters. All of the answers are correct, ne? Previously also you get 20 centimeters, ne? Right? Previously also you get 20 centimeters. For this one. Right. I will teach you this way in the next week. Right? So try to do this one. Try to do the example number 3 and the 4 of the page number 6 by using this way as well. Right? Right? Here previously you had 2 kilometers, but I converted it into meters so that I can use this way. මට මේක use කරන්න පුළුවන් හින්දා මම මෙතන 200 meters කරා 2000 meters කරා 2 kilometers නේ. So that one is very easier. So that I will teach you that way in the next week උදා. හරි? හරි. ඔය උදේ. ඔයාලා මහන්සිත් දැන්